My dear sisters and brothers, did you understand the meaning of the parable? My homily is done. So 3 weeks ago, on a Sunday, this coming Sunday is going to be the third week, but last 2 Sundays and during week also, we have been seeing part by part the chapter 13 of Saint Matthew, which is also known as Jesus' parable discourse. And it's right and it is fitting that the church wants us to end these 3 weeks with the meaning of the first parable, the parable of the sower and the seeds. In giving the meaning of the parable, Jesus himself explains this parable, in which this part of the gospel, chapter 13, 18 to 23, does not tell us who is the sower, but we can make sense that the sower is God the Father. But it clearly tells us that the seeds are the Word of God. Ultimately, the Jesus himself. So it is not that there are 3 types or 4 types of people. What it clearly says is that these different grounds are there in us, each one of us. Perhaps in different times of every day or different seasons of the year, or perhaps different times of our life altogether. These rocky grounds, this shallow ground, this rich soil, all these things are there in us in one way or the other, in one time or the other. So the question we have to ask ourselves is that how shallow is my ground for the Word of God to bear fruit? And how deep is my ground, how rich is my soil for the Word of God to bear fruit? Am I a person who hears the Word of God every day and so willingly, but the next moment, because it is so shallow, there is no depth, there is no time for me to sit and understand the Word and assimilate it in me, and so I have no time to bear fruit. Well, the second way is that because of the worries of this world, because of the distractions of this world, be it our pains, ailments, or riches, money, wealth, pride, honor, or you name it, because of all that, am I being distracted so that I have no time to bear fruit and I have no time to let this word bear fruit in me? On the other hand, am I also that rich soil which has its own depth, which has its own riches, and which has its own fertilizers for this seed to bear fruit? The profounder of the depth and the profounder of clarity, the richness, so that my load or the Word of God can bear fruit in me. So let us ask ourselves, at this moment of my life, what soil do I have within me for the Word of God to bear fruit?